Christmas is absolutely my most favorite time of the year. And with the way the world has been going for the last 2 years, really just wanted to do something special this year. So I'm having a few of my close friends over and we're having a Christmas dinner. For the video, I wanted to do something a little different than the traditional turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce. Today I'm going to show you how to make a vegetarian moussaka. That was the first thing I wanted to do. The second thing I wanted to do after everything that's been going on for the last 2 years is try to help out the earth a little bit more, which is why I decided to donate to Team Seas. Team Seas is an international collaborative fundraiser begun by Mark Rober and Mr. Beast. The aim is to raise $30 million, which will help remove 30 million tons of garbage from the oceans by the end of 2021. So if you'd like to contribute and help clean up the oceans, I left a link down below. But while you're here, let's get on with the video. The first thing that you want to get done is the split peas. Now they can be a little bit tricky, but here's the gist of it. For every 1 cup of split peas, you want to have 2 cups of water. When the water comes to a boil, turn it down and let the split peas simmer for 20 to 25 minutes. You want them to be tender, but not mushy. For the TVP, just add enough boiling water to cover. And 5 minutes later, it'll be ready. Right, so the first thing you want to do after you've done the meat and the split peas is you want to add some olive oil to a pan, and then once that heats up, you're gonna add in your onions. There's also garlic, but wait to add that in a little bit later. Give the onions some time to sweat out, saute them for a couple of minutes, and then go ahead and add the garlic. Okay, so now that you've got the onions and the garlic ready to go, now we're gonna add in our stock. So I've got some vegetable stock, about half a cup. And as you can see, don't worry about any of the burnt bits. Did I say burnt? The dark bits at the bottom of the pan. That's just added flavor, okay? And it's not an indication that you had the heat too high. Next, to the broth. I'm going to add in about a can of crushed tomatoes. Now, to the canned tomatoes, I'm also going to add in about a cup, maybe 2 cups, about 2 cups of the split peas that we cooked off. And I'm also gonna add in about the same amount of the meat, the gluten. I'm also gonna add in some oregano and salt, nutmeg, and just a hint, a pinch of cinnamon. Now this is gonna sit and simmer. All of this beautiful, delicious goodness is gonna sit and simmer for, you know, however long. This is why you do it the day before, because then you don't have to worry about time. I say give it a couple of hours. Put it on low for a couple of hours. The sauce is gonna reduce and you're gonna get this beautifully thick, luscious, delicious sauce. Also, don't forget to taste it as you go to make sure it's got enough salt in it. Don't skimp on flavor here. All right, this is looking like a beauty. I'm going to put the top on and let it simmer for 2-3 hours. Why not? So this eggnog recipe is actually one that I did, I think 2 years ago, and I'll leave a link to that video down below. But I'm gonna make it right now, right here with you anyway. Very quick, it's very easy. You're gonna start with about a cup and a half of almond milk, 1 can of coconut milk, about half a cup of maple syrup. That's the good stuff. I mean, I am in Canada, come on. Then I'm gonna add in nutmeg and cinnamon. The nutmeg is about half a teaspoon, and the cinnamon is 1 teaspoon. Then I'm also gonna add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And that is it, my people. Take your blender and mix it up with the top on. Okay, so I like to use a sieve actually, just in case if you refrigerated your coconut milk, you might have some chunks in there from it being cold. So I'll take my jug and the sieve, which is where? It is here. And I will just run it quickly into the jug, but through the sieve. And there was nothing. We are clean. Hello there. Put it in the fridge, cover it, put it in the fridge. You're good to go for the next day. With day 2 comes the cutting of the eggplants. There's also some cutting of potatoes as well, but that's gonna be a little bit later. We wanna do these first because we're gonna sprinkle them with some salt in order to draw out more of the moisture of the eggplants. They're not that thick, but they're a nice slice. So I'm not exactly sure how many I'm going to need, but I've got 4 small ones here, and I think that's gonna be enough. If not, I have more, so that's fine. So what we're gonna do is cut these up, and then we're gonna let them sit after sprinkling some salt on them for about, I would say, 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, so making the bechamel is actually gonna go pretty quickly, so I would advise you to make sure you have all of your ingredients ready to go. So your butter, your milk, your flour, your nutmeg, your salt, your black pepper, and we're using egg yolks in this particular bechamel recipe, so make sure you have those ready to go as well. We're gonna begin with the hot pan and the butter. It's gonna go right in there. Now, once this has almost completely melted, we're gonna add in the flour. And then once the flour, we've cooked the flour for a couple of, well, minute or so, 2 minutes or so, because what you wanna do is cook out that floury flavor so you don't taste that in the actual sauce. Okay, so the butter has pretty much melted. We're gonna go ahead and add in the flour and stir that up. It's gonna get all thick. This is correct. Cook the flour just for a few minutes.
A few moments later.
All right, now we're gonna start to add in the milk just a little bit at a time. And once that milk has been fully incorporated into the flour, go ahead and add the rest. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna let this thicken up, and then in a few minutes we're gonna add in the salt, the nutmeg, the black pepper, and then after all of that, add in our egg yolks. Wash your eggplants in cold water and dry them with a paper towel. Peel and cut 2 potatoes. Place both the potatoes and the eggplants on lined baking sheets. Brush them with olive oil and put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. I've got the oven set to 350 degrees, and I've got my potatoes, my eggplant, the sauce, which is all thick and lovely and gorgeous. I've got the bechamel in the back. Everything's ready to go. We're gonna start with the tomato sauce and then layer up from there. last thing I'm gonna show you to do is a very quick and easy salad, light salad dressing, and it's gonna be fantastic. Why am I choosing this? Well, this is just a mixed greens salad, and I'm choosing this to go with the moussaka because it's light, where the moussaka tends to be a little heavy with the sauce, the tomato sauce, and the bechamel. Add the salad, and it's a great little combination because it's light, it's zangy, yes, it is tangy and zesty is what I was looking for. So there's only 3 ingredients for the dressing. It is a little bit of olive oil, just pour that right on top, just sprinkle a little bit, not too much. Then you're gonna add in, actually I'll do it in now, you're gonna add the salt. This is totally up to you in terms of how much salt you would like. Don't add too much because don't forget the bechamel and the tomato sauce. You've got your salt in there for sure. And we're gonna squeeze over some lemon juice to make it zangy. Yeah. All right, let's mix this up right quick. Very simple, very easy, and it goes very well actually with the moussaka. So I think it's time to put everything together. I'm ready to eat, ready for my friends to show up. I'm hungry. Let's get started.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put